Hi, this is Cathryn Dall with Network in Action Eastside. Today I have joining me Chris Keody with your Exit COO. Chris, I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks.
So tell me, you're an Exit COO. Explain that a little bit. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, it's funny. Um, most business owners, when they're exiting their business, they don't think about or realize that they need somebody to help them orchestrate all of the things that are going on. And so, what I do is I come in as sort of the conductor of the orchestra, to make sure that as the COO helping an owner with their exit, that everything's in place, that they have everything they need as they're preparing to exit their business, whether they want to sell, they want to pass it down to somebody, whatever the options might be. And the biggest piece of this, that is typically missing in an owner's exit is realizing where they are now and figuring out all the steps that they need to take in order to get where they want to be. And that's what I help do. I help fill in those gaps.
I think what you're doing is so important because, as we read often with statistics, so many businesses attempt to sell but never do. And it's because they were missing that piece of someone like you to help them along the way. And so, Chris, is there particular industries you focus on? Who's your ideal business to work with?
Best clients for me are service-based businesses. And that kind of runs the whole gamut from customer service, restaurants, hospitality, all the way to professional services such as accounting firms, creative agencies, anybody that is engaged in business activities where they are providing a service to another person or entity, company. That's kind of where I thrive.
Wonderful. And I'm curious, what made you get started? I know you've had your business a few years and you've been offering these services, but what made you decide to take on this
Oh
initiative and
yeah.
be its owner?
So I started a business over a decade ago. And I started it with a partner. I ended up selling the business in 2017. And what I say about it is I kind of made every mistake in the book. My partner and I both, the funny story I like to tell is my partner and I were both avid watchers of Shark Tank. And because of that, we felt like we knew what we were doing. But, in hindsight, that definitely wasn't the case. We ended up selling way below market value, which is, in retrospect, really unfortunate. But also, we didn't really take all the steps necessary to build more value in the business before we got to the transaction. And once we got to the transaction, it was just sort of sliding a piece of paper across the table and then getting another piece of paper across the table, and that was kind of it. We didn't take the steps to make sure the business was set up for success beyond us. And I never thought that that would be something that was important to me because I just thought, I want to get out of this business. I need to exit. But after I learned that the business dissolved after 2 years, 2 years after the sale, I felt a little bit of regret because I felt like I could have done more. And I wish I had. And so that's kind of where I come in now is I help owners avoid that, by making sure that all the preparations are done and that they have a strong understanding of what it takes to actually exit a business.
Yeah, that's amazing how, unfortunately you have that regret but can possibly help other business owners avoid that in the
Yeah,
future.
yeah.
What's one tip you'd give to a business owner when they're starting to think about their exit strategy?
It sounds cliche, but this is the thing most business owners don't do, which is start early. As soon as you start thinking about your exit, that's when you should start at least having some conversations with the people around you, whether they are people who have exited businesses before, or people that might be on the team to help you exit, somebody like me,
Right.
somebody like your tax advisor, CPA, whoever you talked to about your taxes. And most importantly, talk to your family and friends. That's the most overlooked piece that a piece of advice that owners don't typically get. It's, you know, your exit affects the people that you live your life around, right? So I would say as soon as you're starting to think about your exit, these are the people that you need to start at least engaging with on a very superficial level. Just talk to them. It doesn't take that much. It doesn't have to get that serious. But as time goes on and you get more and more ready,
Mhm.
maybe those relationships can get stronger and they might become beneficial.
That's great. And Chris, if someone, a business owner wanted to speak to you, if they're, debating that exit,
Yeah.
what's the best way for them to contact you?
The best way to reach me is by email, which is chris@yourexitcoo.com. They can also call me. I'm old school. I like to talk on the phone. That's just easier in most cases, right? So
Yeah,
they can also call me at 425-890-3834. And those are the best two ways to reach me.
great. Well, I'm so excited to have you a part of Network in Action East Side, and I look forward to your continued growth and success and seeing the owners you're able to help.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for inviting.
You're welcome. Thank you.